Hello, everybody. Welcome along. It is Tuesday night football in the EFL and the Premier League and the Champions League and League One, and everything is going on tonight. We're going to have the main focus on the 8 o'clock Sky kickoff in the Championship between Stoke and Southampton, but we will try and keep up with everything. So you try and keep up with us. Welcome to the Watch Along. Welcome along, everybody. Do make yourself known. That, as you can now see ticking along the bottom, is what's going on. So we have got a midweek round in the Championships. We've got 6 games tonight, 6 games tomorrow. They've got a full slate. There's 12 games in League One. There's Champions League. And there's a game that, as EFL fans, we're very interested in the Premier League. It's the game that was postponed for Luton's ground improvements. It's Luton versus Burnley, 2 sides promoted from the Championship, is going in the Premier League right now, I believe. So what we're going to do make yourself known, say hello down there in the comments, and we're just going to have a look around team news everywhere, and then we will hone in properly, probably at about 10 to 5 to 8 on Stoke versus Southampton. Remember, most of these games are 7:45 kickoffs as well. That Luton-Burnley game is a 7:30 kickoff. So plenty will be occurring whilst we're going through this. So lots and lots and lots to talk about. Let's just say hello to Slimer Pops. Welcome, Jay. A teaser. Oh, I'm no good at them, Vindaloo. Oh, wow. Beza Reza became a new YouTube member. You can indeed sign up somewhere down there. If Beza is watching right now, do send me a DM on Twitter and we'll get you in our WhatsApp group and all of that good stuff. Thank you so much to, don't know whether it's Beza or Reza, but we'll find out now because we're going to meet him. Ewan, welcome along. Saint, whack Bolton on. We'll have a look at League One and see what Bolton are up to. There's Pompey and Oxford up at the top, isn't it? Tom, welcome. Teddy's given us a meal. My daughter was doing something similar to that earlier. I think it was milk, she was saying, not milk. James, welcome. Annie, Cash. And I think we've already said hello to Matt as well. Right, let's get straight into this then. Let me just share my screen, and what we'll do is a quick little scroll down so you can see. Look at that. Full slate in League One. There's not much I like about League One, being an Ipswich fan, being stuck there for the last few years. But having all the games on a Tuesday night was pretty good fun. Things moved very, very quickly indeed on those nights. Let's just check in with Luton and Burnley team news there. Luton, Kaminsky in goal, Mengi, Lockyer, Bell, Kabore and Doughty wide. Just looking for any surprises here. Pelly Ruddock and Nakamba, Brown, Ogbene and Morris, with Burnley going Trafford, Roberts, Taylor, Dackhill, Bayer, Brownhill, Cullen, Berger, Dooney, Foster and Klyosho across the front there. Give me your thoughts on anything as we go through. Let's just have a little look into these fixtures tonight. So, in fact, you know the way we'll do it? We've got them ticking along the bottom. Let's just bring the Championship table up, which will help us know rather better before we go into team news, the significance of each and every one of these games. So you have Birmingham versus Huddersfield, which has become, for Huddersfield down in 17, 3 draws in a row. Look at that, 5 unbeaten on the form chart. Birmingham have tailed off down to 12th. You can see there. Both sides could do with a win, but I'm stating the bleeding obvious there. Ipswich versus Hull is juicy, isn't it? Look at that. 2nd place Ipswich versus 5th place Hull. And we're in proper 6-pointer territory here. Obviously, a win for Hull would put them 3 points behind Ipswich going into the final game before the international break. A win for Ipswich, and that gap between themselves and Hull goes to 9 points, which I know it's early days, but you can start counting these gaps up. They're hard to claw back over the long term, aren't they? Who else have we got? Middlesbrough versus Cardiff. Cardiff are on fire, aren't they? At the moment, up to 6th. One of 2 teams on 4 straight victories are Cardiff, along with Leicester City, our league leaders. It's a tricky one. I know Middlesbrough are, we have to look all the way down to 21st, but look at the end and look at the form. They've won back-to-back games. They're 3 undefeated there at home. So, I mean, it's not a simple case of Cardiff just extending their winning streak. We'll see how that one pans out. Plymouth versus Millwall. Both these sides like to play at home, don't they? Plymouth are playing at home. So with that being said, you'd probably make them favourites in that one as well. I think Plymouth, 4th best team in the league, possibly at home. 4th worst team in the league, possibly away from home. We'll only be 1 or 2 places out with that. I think that was the case at the end of the weekend round. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. West Brom versus Sheffield Wednesday is, if you've ever done football at West Brom or Reading, always 8 o'clock kickoffs, aren't they? Must be a traffic thing. So West Brom up in 8th. They're looking all right, aren't they? 4 undefeated, just on the edge of that huge chunk of teams there, all on 16 points. Remember, Norwich and Sunderland are there for the taking because they don't play until tomorrow night. Obviously, Sunderland's goal difference is prohibitive, but West Brom could certainly move above Norwich, and we'll see what transpires at Cardiff and at Hull. Sheffield Wednesday, obviously, are really struggling so badly. Look at that 0. It's the only 0 we'll find in any of the columns. Am I right in saying that? Yeah. Oh, no. Leicester have got 0 draws. There you go. So it's one of 2 zeros we'll find in any of the 1 draw loss columns in the Championship table, incredibly. Wednesday desperately need a win, at least a point to get something moving. They can't fathom going into that international break. 11 games in if they have not won a game. They've got 2 to go before we break for 2 weeks on Saturday. Forgive me, I don't know who they're playing at the weekend. Shall we go to a few comments? What have we got here? You enjoyed the Bolton game at Wembley. I very much enjoyed the Bolton game at Wembley. You can check that out on the channel. The Pizza Cup final, Bolton aced that, didn't they? 4-0. James, can't be bothered to watch us tonight. Can't stand the red button channel, so I'm sticking to normal channels. Auto-generated user. I thought you were an Ipswich fan. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. I'm very clearly an Ipswich fan, but I do not choose which games go on Sky. So I won't invite anybody to go forth and multiply this early in the chat. But yeah, leave it out, mate. Howdy, Ben. It's Bez Reza indeed. No problem. Glad to be in here. We'll follow tonight's action. Let's see how many Borough let in V's inform Cardiff. Yeah, DM me and we'll get you in the WhatsApp group. Tremendous stuff. We'll go through team news in a second. Sheffield Wednesday team looks horrendous for us. We'll have a look and hear and see if he's got that. Got to go to Southampton at home, end of October, says James. Nice place to go. Eugene, I think Ipswich win 4-1 against Hull tonight. I would very much like to see that, but we'll maybe an optimistic land there. Lewis, evening. Carl, quality content. Caught you on Joe's a few weeks ago. Oh, nice one, Carl. Great to have you on board. Stefan, let's not mention Man City, or shall we? Oh, Stefan's a Wolves fan, isn't he? You can mention them if you want. So you see that? Does that make Ipswich able to beat Man City then if they beat Wolves and then Wolves beat? No, doesn't work like that, did it? Right, let's just block this complete douchebag in the chat. There we go. Hopefully none of you saw his dreadful language. Please go away and never come back. Ewan, are Stoke the biggest underachievers in the Championship? Potentially over the last few years. They have indeed been. Right, so we have a look at some team news. Let's tick along the bottom, actually, and we'll then try and get to Stoke and Southampton as quickly as we can. So it is Birmingham v Huddersfield tonight. As I said, both teams not on winning runs is the way we need to kind of frame it, although Huddersfield's run feels like a nice unbeaten run, whereas Birmingham's feels like a winless run, despite the fact there's draws aplenty in there for both of them. For Blues, they're Ruddy in goal. Drummer, Sanderson, Long, Logello, Sanic, Miyoshi. He won't play central midfield. Swap him with Bielik there. Bakuna, Stansfield and Miyoshi. In fact, stick Stansfield up front. It will be Miyoshi, Bakuna, and Dembele playing off Stansfield up the front. Talent in that team. They need to get back to where they were going in August and early September. In fact, it wasn't good September for Birmingham at all, was it, after such a good start? For Huddersfield, Darren Moore in there, undefeated 2-1-1 draws thus far. Nichols in goal for them, Pearson, Hellick, and Ruffles. Nakayama and Thomas, Rudoni, Lees, and Wiles. Jackson and Bergsog. That doesn't feel a lot different to the team they played against my lot, Ipswich, at the weekend. We will fathom that as we go along. Keep your comments coming in. We will move along and have a look at the team news then in Ipswich versus Hull, which I have already had a look at, but we can talk about it. Get your comments in as we go. Ed Sheeran in the Town TV studio and at the stadium today. Lovely stuff. You love to see it. Hladky keeps his place in goal for Ipswich. Christian Walton is now fit. Interesting. We'll see how that plays out over the coming games and following the international break. Williams over Clark. Clark, I believe, is on the bench. Wolfenden, Edmondson in. I don't know whether that's just a rest for Burgess or not, but we'll find out. Davis down the left-hand side. Morsey returns with Luongo central midfield. Wes Burns will not play there. Burns right then. Harness starts, presumably down the left-hand side with Chaplin in the 10 spot and George Hurst up top. So a few changes again in the middle of a 3-game week for Ipswich. For Hull, Allsop in goal. It's Christian Coyle at the fullbacks, Jones and Greaves the centre-backs. Again, Liam Delap is not going to play up top. So call that central midfield Jean-Michel Seri and Morton, with then Traore, Philogene and Delap playing off. A bit of a hot hand, actually, in Aaron Connolly. He is in rather nice form. Keep your comments coming. Is Ed Sheeran an Ipswich fan? The biggest profile Ipswich fan you can find there. Good old Ed. Look at the sponsor on the front of the shirt, Carl. Indeed. What else have we got? Chat. Do hit the like button. Originally from Yorkshire. That's allowed. Right, where are we going? Let's do a bit more team news and then we'll get properly into Stoke versus Southampton. Where am I looking? Sorry, I'm just letting all this load up in the background. We'll have a look at Middlesbrough, Cardiff. I don't suspect we'll see many changes in terms of Cardiff, given the superb form that they are indeed in. For Borough, Dieng in goal. Smith and Engel are the fullbacks. It's McNair and Fry are the centre-backs. Barlassa, and it'll be Hackney. Lots of mistakes on FootMob today. The three off the front then will be Greenwood probably down the middle, then Jones down the right, McGree down the left, or maybe McGree will play centre. He scored twice at the weekend, did Riley McGree. Up top, Josh Coburn starting. This is very, very interesting in terms of Borough attacking output here. Coburn was on loan, wasn't it? Bristol Rovers last season. But he's found his way into that team. You have Ed Sheeran, we have Liz Truss. Wasn't Ed Bulls the guy, a big Norwich fan as well? Nothing else to follow in Suffolk, I guess. Well, you could say that. Anik in goal for Cardiff. Gutas, McGuinness, and Adams, along with NG, make up the back four. It is Wintle and Subsis and Rolls in midfield, with Tanner, Etete, and Carlin Grant up the top for this superbly in form Cardiff side. Can they do it? I don't think they're favourites, but hey, they've defied us most of the way these last few weeks, haven't they? Cardiff, this superb run of form. They are going for their fifth straight victory. Can they get it done tonight? We need to move on, and we'll get properly into Stoke Southampton in a minute. Plymouth versus Millwall, down at home park, where I believe Plymouth are 3 wins for 4 after that absurdly good home record they held last season also. So Plymouth, Hazard in goal. Struggle with this name. Pierre Gazzello, Scar and Randell across the back. Randell won't play across the back, will it? It'll be Kessler, Hayden, Mumba. Do me a favour here. So Miller will play wing back, won't he? Yeah, so Randell and Houghton central. Azaz and Whittaker playing off Ryan Hardy. Nice looking front three. That for the longest time. Now for Plymouth. For Millwall, Białkowski in goal. Big mistake from him for the second Swansea goal at the weekend. Leonard, Cooper, Harding across the back. Brian and McNamara are the wing backs. Campbell and Denor swap over Watmore and Fleming there on that image. Fleming will play off the front with Watmore and Nisbet likely the front two. Let's say a few more hellos into the chat. Beza, that bow lineup doesn't give me much hope at all. What is Carrick doing? Seriously, some sort of decision making his crackers, particularly when it comes to his sub. Hope this works out. We will see. Am I doing a watch on tomorrow? Michael, night off for me tomorrow because we've got the show with Sam on Thursday night and I'm working on Friday night. And I can't do 4 nights in a row and not see the missus. So, Ian, welcome. Good to see you. Big up to all the chat members. Very much so. Geordie in the chat as well. Thank you all for joining us. And when he says members, really, really appreciate the likes of Ian there, Beza Reza, signing up. We're going to do it on a cold Tuesday night in Stoke, boys, says Vic Nell, as the cliche indeed goes. It's not if it's even a cliche anymore. It's just part of the football kind of spiel and speak now, isn't it? Right, finally, I think I've done them all. Tell me if I've missed one out before we can do the Saints Stoke team news. It is West Brom v Sheffield Wednesday. Have I done them all, guys? I think I did, didn't I? Yes, I did. So West Brom, Palmer in goal. Remember, West Brom won 4-0 at the weekend at high flying and previously undefeated Preston. Great result. Peters, Bartley, Kipray across the back. Phillips and Furlong, the wing backs. Mowat, Yokuslu in central midfield. Swift and Wallace playing off Brandon Thomas Asante up top. For Wednesday, I'll try and figure this team shape as we go. Vasquez in goal. It looks all right, actually, doesn't it? For Maywo, Iorfa and Bernard. Wasn't the starting 3, was it, when we did them on Friday night? It was Diaby in the middle. Didn't have a great game. Did he? A couple of errors by him, including leading to that first goal. Palmer and Delgado, then we think as wing-backs, Volks and Backinson. Not entirely sure. You know, that could be a 4-4-F in 2, couldn't it? With Smith and Fletcher up top. Maybe Musaba and Delgado as wingers and a back 4 if you stick for Maywo at left back. I've got no idea. We'll hope the GPS and the heat maps all kick in and tell us exactly what it is that is going on. Nice show of respect at Bolton for Franny Lee. Yes, very sad news. The great Franny Lee died. Was it today or was it yesterday? Sorry, time moves fast. Could have been yesterday, could have been today. But either way, we pay our respects. We have a goal, my phone tells me, in the Championship for Birmingham. We'll have a look. I've got 2 screens on here. They should be picking these up on the Gillette show. Birmingham lead 1-0 early, 3rd minute against Huddersfield, according to my never wrong sources. James, I've stuck on West Brom v Wednesday, but I'm on Now TV, so I'll see the goals half an hour after they happen. James, you'll do us a really big favour if you can keep us in touch with what is indeed going on in that game. If anyone can get me a goal scorer for Birmingham, who we believe have taken the lead. Let's just have a real quick look at League One. Always worth checking in with good old League One. It is Blackpool and Derby. Big game, that one. Bolton and Stevenage as well. Stevenage started like an absolute house on fire. Thank you, Anir. Dembele, we think, has opened the scoring. Let me just move Jules over here so I don't miss the Birmingham goal. If we do indeed see that on Gillette. Bristol Rovers, Port Vale, Burton, Wigan fighting back the points deduction, Cambridge and Barnsley not far from me, Carlisle and Peterborough. Oof, that's a fun journey on a Tuesday night for any of those posh fans. Charlton versus Exeter, we've also started well. Cheltenham, I believe, still have not scored a goal, unbelievably, after, I think, are we up to game 10 now in League One? Or it might be tonight. I don't know whether they're completely level with the Championship, but there you go. Northampton, Reading, again, not very far from me here. Oxford v Shrewsbury and Pompey v Wickham. I believe they are the pace setters, and hopefully I'm going to get to see, thank you guys, these for the heads up there, this goal from Shrieky Dembele. Come on, Blues, says Anthony. If he's talking Birmingham, then he has good news, and all the Birmingham fans have good news. They are our first goal scorer tonight in the games we're particularly concerned about. Shrieky Dembele, Birmingham 1, Huddersfield 0. I won't do a live league table after one goal and after 3 minutes, but we'll get plenty of them during the show indeed. Shall we move ourselves along, he says, to our main game, which is Stoke v Southampton. If I press this button, hopefully Liam's excellent work there should indeed appear. Don't know whether they've got access to the goals. I still haven't seen Dembele's goal. So if you have seen it, describe it to me. And we will get into Stoke versus Southampton now. We can do your predictions and whatnot in the chat for that. Do you know what? I'm going to do a live league table anyway, just so we can see where indeed Birmingham will bump up to. They go up into 8th spot. We are going to see the Dembele goal now. Edge of the box. Oh, it's a mistake from Nichols in goal. Not sure about conditions there. Maybe if it's wet and wild. And everybody stay calm. Ipswich 1, Hull 0, according to my mobile telephone. Let's have a look. Sunjic played it through. Nice feet by Dembele. Could have gone down for the foul. It's really poor by Nichols, who's a good keeper in net. Gets two hands behind it. Should save it, really, shouldn't he? The Championship keeper of the season, I believe, 2021-22. And I think, am I prepared to go on this? Ipswich 1, Hull 0. If anyone can corroborate that as being true, Ipswich could well have the lead against Hull. Yes, Wes Burns, the goal scorer for Ipswich. Thank you, guys, for keeping me in touch with everything there. I think we've just seen something from Carlisle by the look of it, and hopefully we'll get to see that Ipswich goal on Gillette very soon. What I must do, because we're only 7 minutes from kickoff, is just bang through this team news. Ipswich Town currently top of the Championship as things stand. They would pass Leicester temporarily, probably, knowing how Leicester are going, but this great start for Ipswich potentially continuing tonight, although they have conceded plenty of goals in the games they have played at Portman Road lately. We've had a 3-4 defeat against Leeds, a 4-3 win against Blackburn, and 2 3-2 wins as well. It's been very, very open at Portman Road. That's come up on Gillette now. Where's Burns? You guys were right. You're always right. In fact, we're going to see the goal now. Long ball forward, comes to Burns on the edge of the box. It's a great goal, actually. He uses, I think it's Coyle, is the left back, uses him as the screen and just bends it round into the corner. Really good finish by Wes Burns. Ipswich lead 1-0. Right. Here are your Stoke and Southampton teams. So for Stoke in goal, Travers, who was promoted with Bournemouth, wasn't he out of this league? Kiana Hoover and Junior Chamado are the fullbacks. Chamado, we saw plenty for Colchester last season. Love to see players step up from League Two into the Championship. Luke McNally went all the way to the playoff final with Coventry last season. Ben Wilmot has been around the division with Watford and with Swansea on various loans and whatnot. It will be Josh Laurent. Ben Pearson is not going to play at number 10. Don't worry, guys. So Laurent and Pearson are very championshipy midfield. We're imagining Dan Johnson down the left. Leris is probably going to play number 10. He's a new one on me. Mehdi Leris scored a brilliant goal against Bristol City in midweek. Sayad Haksabanovic, easy for me to say. We're expecting to play in that line of three off the front. Off, Nathan Lowe. It doesn't say his age there. I believe he is 18 years old, Nathan Lowe, and he scored the winning goal in that comeback victory for Stoke at Bristol City at the weekend. Brilliant. Debut, possibly. This is certainly his first start for Stoke. For Saints, then, Bazunu in goal. It is Kyle Walker-Peters and Ryan Manning, Roman Bednarek and Taylor Harwood-Bellis, a very high-end back four and keeper, let's just say. Look, Suleiman is obviously going to play left wing, isn't he? So stick Flynn Downs next to Smallbone. Alcaraz, I can see playing down the right. We could play 10. So we'll see where Armstrong and Alcaraz line up. Adam Armstrong gets to play up top. He's been playing off the right-hand side and in midfield and doing a turn. Still has 7 goals already this season, Adam Armstrong. Evening to Dave in the chat. Why can't Ipswich stop winning? Hey, it's weird, isn't it? I know. Weird times. What a remarkable start from Ipswich, though. That's why we love this league. Relentless. Enjoy it while it lasts. We've been rubbish for nearly 20 years, so I'll enjoy my 7 months of winning. Barnsley lead at Cambridge. Thanks, Eugene. Do you think Ipswich can keep this form going all season? Well, not 8 wins in 9 as things stand or whatever it's going to be. What would be round 10? It's 8 wins in 10, wouldn't it, if they can do it? I mean, you're in 100 points territory there, so that's not going to happen. But, hey, it's looking good. And you do get to the point, I remember saying this to the Reading fans a few seasons ago when they had that amazing start, where you start to say, look, if you start with, say, 24, 25 points in those first 10 games, 10, 11 games, you do get to the point where you just need to be mid-table, probably upper third quartile, and you'll get in the playoffs. You'll get 75 points with that output for the rest of the season. So unless you tail off massively. And it's saw Stoke in the flesh the other day, poor in the first half, clinical in the second. Leris and Haksabanovic. I'm going to have real fun with that one. Outstanding. Stoke going to win 2-1. Right. On that note there from IDRK, shall we get into your predictions? So in the chat, you have, how long have you got? 16 seconds. The time is going to take me to open a lovely Asian beer to get your score predictions in for this one. Let me bung it up on the screen so we know where we are. Stoke versus Southampton. Get your score predictions in right now. You got 16 seconds. You know what to do. Away you go. Get your score predictions in then, guys. And let me just say a big cheers to everybody. We're trying our best to keep the watch-alongs as regular as we can this season. It's been difficult with having a little baby in the household and not being able to make noise and whatnot. But it really is my favourite way to kind of engage with people. And I love the kind of hangout side of it. And I love all of your guys' input, humour, insight, all of that good stuff. So really, really enjoying doing the watch-along. So I will just cheers to all you lot again, especially the people who've hit like, especially the people who've commented, and even more so, the lovely people who've signed up to be members. Right. Let's get some score predictions in from you guys. We'll start there. Stoke 2-1, 1-1 draw, 1-0 Saints, a 3-2. The Desmond. I'll take these 3-2s and 4-2s. Look at this, Tom, 2-1, 4-2 there. Ian, hope it does last. Well, let's just enjoy it while it's going, shall we? I'm just looking down. Sorry, I'm making this all about Ipswich now. The last 2 goal scorers on my Gillette image there are Joe Pigott and David McGoldrick there. A couple of Ipswich players of days gone by. 2-1 Saints. 3-1 Saints. 4-1 Saints. There we go. Keep them coming. 2-1 the Stoke. Come on. A couple of loads of Desmonds in here. Look at that, 3 in a row. At least the Millers won't lose tonight. They are not going to lose tonight. They are at home tomorrow, Ian. I did back them to draw on the bold predictions. 2-1 James. And I won't read Jackie's prediction there, but she's not confident by the sounds of it. Right, you lot. I think we are just about ready to get going in this 8 o'clock kickoff. Remember, in the Championship, we've got 6 games going tonight. If you're watching any of these games on the red button, just keep commenting. Let us know how things are going. We'll try and keep up with all of the goals as we go. If anyone's watching Luton v Burnley as well, really, I'm going to talk about Premier League tomorrow on the channel. So really eager to see how that one pans out tonight. Let's click a few more. Is that a Millwall Donovan there, Steve? 2-2. Stockport 1, Forest Green 0. Sam Bell has signed a new 3-year deal. Good news, great news, that, isn't it? Nulo, that Sam Hoskins scores all Northampton goals. Yes, he does score every single goal for them, doesn't he? 3-1 Potters. Daniel, I still haven't put you in the WhatsApp group yet. Do send me a message. Take a point. Am I a Stoke fan? I am not a Stoke fan. I am highly impartial on this one tonight. I've been wrong about Stoke many times over the last 3 years, normally overestimating them. Penalty for Bolton. That is against Steve Evans and Stevenage, isn't it? It is all starting to get motoring now. And speaking of that, we are off and running in Stoke versus Southampton. Would you believe I literally wrote out the teams, didn't I? And I've left them in my kitchen. Obviously, I brought my drinks through and everything else. But there you go. Sickness Bug through the Burris blog will explain this lineup. Yeah, keep us posted on that one. Which team do I support? I am a glory-hunting Ipswich Town fan. No, that's a joke. Yeah, do get involved, Daniel. If you do join up and become a member, you can join our roundtable chats that we have once a month, early access to my tribal football columns. You can get on here at half-time. There will be a vetting process on that, of course, though. And join our WhatsApp group as well. Dion Charles for Bolton. He has scored many goals. Oxford 1, Shrews 0. Thank you. And he is on the ball, ladies and gentlemen. We should give him a job, Anir, shouldn't we? Bazunu, there's the first deep breath of Southampton play out from the back, but it goes straight from Manning to Stuart Armstrong, who bombs forward down the left wing. Not quite got the pace of Sulemana down that side. Manning tries to win it back. Laurent kind of goes across him, no foul given. And here come Stoke, but it's turned straight back over to Southampton. The round table is really good. Thank you, Ian, who was present on the last one. Jack Colback returns tomorrow. Should add a bit of steel. Absolutely. He's been doing that for years in this division. Hoover. So as I sweeps that up down the right-hand side. Miss Penn for Grimsby. Listening in bed from New Zealand. You love to see it. Jackie, first game was Saints v Ipswich, 83-84. Shilton in goal. Woof. Now you're talking. Oh, here come Southampton. Adam Armstrong driving through the middle. Sulemana ahead of him. Armstrong goes left. He's into the box. Comes back on his right foot. Gives the ball away. And here comes a quick Stoke counter. Oh, is that going to fall? Not quite. Bazunu cleared it. He was miles out of the goal. And here they come down the right-hand side. Just in that Dion Charles penalty for Bolton. Knocked back up the line by Haksabanovic. We'll figure out where we put the emphasis on that that as we go. Bazunu did well to get out of his goal and get there first. Completely shanked it, didn't he? Shilton was unreal. He played for Bolton at 40 years old. How old was he when he was playing for England in Italian 90? He was still really old then. Cheltenham 0, Fleetwood 1. Cheltenham are the worst this season, aren't they? No goals yet for Cheltenham. Corner then for Stoke, which Dan Johnson is going to take left-footed. In it goes. Bazunu comes. Doesn't get it, actually. Far from getting it, in fact. It's headed out. Looks like it's going to be another corner. Bednarek has stuck it out. You just stick a 0-0 up there. So a couple of goals in the Championship so far. It was Dembele for Birmingham and Burns for Ipswich so far. We've got 6 games going off tonight. Corner again for Stoke. In it comes. Bazunu again, not convincing into the crowd. Flynn Downs kind of shanks that one away, and it's going to be a throw-in for Stoke. Shilton is 74 now. Woof. 4 minutes gone in this one. Stoke trying to put a bit of pressure on that Southampton backline, which has been creaky, hasn't it? To be fair, they have conceded early goals. They have been forced into errors. They have made unforced errors as well. Hoiked away by, I think it was Sulemana. Here comes Ben Wilmot. He tries to feed it in. Stuart Armstrong, cool and calm. Got double Armstrongs in this one with Adam Armstrong and Stuart Armstrong. How old was Shilton, Italian 90? I won't read the rest, but I know what you're saying. Walker-Peters comes down that right-hand side. Chamado nicks it off him. Former Colchester United player. If Eustace was to be sacked, could you see Graham Potter coming to us, or do you think it's completely out of the question? I'm not sure either of those things is going to happen as yet. I think Graham Potter's turned down Premier League jobs as well, so he may be looking for something up in the Premier League. We shall see. Here he comes. Haksabanovic is fed through into the box for Leris. And Manning gets across and knocks that one out for another corner. Stoke are the better side so far. Manning does well there. Proper good left-back play. Getting across and covering. Oh, Pompey 0, Wycombe 1, really? Surprise, surprise. How long are Portsmouth unbeaten for? Feels like they haven't lost in about 6 months, have they? When did Portsmouth last lose? Corner for Stoke. I think they've had 3 corners already, haven't they? It's gone to the corner of the box. Pearson smashes it goalwards. And we kind of joked when Pearson was incorrectly in the number 10 position on the graphic from FootMob. That's why we laughed, because he isn't a goal scorer, is he? It's a dreadful shot. Never fancied it. Thought he had to take it on, though, didn't he? 25 games, no way. Mick Beale looking for a new job. Yeah, Mick Beale available. We'll see where he pops up next, having done the QPR gig now and Rangers. 25 games undefeated. Is that right for Pompey? That's a hell of a run under Mousinho, isn't it? Josh, evening, Ben. Is that Josh from the Roundtables as well? I think it is, isn't it? Tough week in Yorkshire for us now, even more after the Stoke collapse. Talking Bristol City now. Could have went to Leeds with free hit mentality if we pulled the other odds. It's nice, isn't it? If you get a win early in a 3-game week, it just eases up the pressure, doesn't it, on the games as you go through the week. And conversely, of course, if you don't get off the mark early, the pressure goes on and on. You don't want a 0.3 game week in, say, in the Championship, in any division, do ya? Here comes Walker-Peters, 7:35 on the clock. Keep me updated if you're watching any games on the red button. Luton-Burnley still 0-0. Remember, they went off at 7:30. Sulemana into the box there. Hoover was handsy there. I wonder if Sulemana had gone down, would he have got a penalty then? That was really foolhardy by Hoover. He got himself in a bad position in the first place, and he really had a pull there, didn't he, at the shirt of Kamaldeen Sulemana. I believe Birmingham have just gone 2-0 up. I think it's Birmingham 2, Huddersfield 0. Yeah, I can't believe that. If he goes down, he would have definitely got a penalty for that, Sulemana. It's a clear pull across. I know we don't like diving, but in that instance, there was a foul to be. I mean, maybe it's the referee's responsibility to, to say, well, look, whether he goes down or not, foul's a foul. You can't tackle with your arms in football. But yeah, I don't know what Russ Martin's take would be on that, whether it be cross with Sulemana that he didn't go down, because I believe his team would have had a free shot at goal from 12 yards. Miyoshi. Obviously, I can't advocate or advertise free stream. So if anyone can help IDRK out with me not being involved, that would work nicely. Jamie Reid has equalised for Stevenage. They are so horrible to play against, aren't they? Sulemana gets a brace today. He's causing trouble already. Not much trouble there with that swiped shot. It was Haksabanovic. Haksabanovic. I'm really struggling to say that one. Haksabanovic. There we go. I used to know Shilton. Very nice man. Down to earth. Boom. Hopefully we'll see this second Birmingham goal. Miyoshi is the scorer we hear. Birmingham are 2 up against Huddersfield. They are coasting. They kicked off at 7:45, so they're coming up sort of towards the half-hour mark, probably 23, that goal went in from Koji Miyoshi. Here is Smallbone. Down the line, Armstrong tries to take it. Cut out. It is indeed. Look forward to discussing that. Yes, please, Josh. That would be grand. Hopefully I get to see this Birmingham goal in a sec. If Everton lose at home to Bournemouth, will Sean Dyche be sacked? No, you wouldn't have thought so. Safe pair of hands there. Right. I'm just going to look down here because I want to see this Birmingham goal. Birmingham are 2-0 up. Two sides have been struggling for wins lately. In comes the cross from the left. It's a bit of a mess. Stansfield gets his foot on it. It goes out to Drammer. And that's really clever from Drammer. He just puts it into an area along the ground. And the Huddersfield players don't want to go anywhere near it. And Miyoshi just pops up at the back stick and knocks that one in. Birmingham 2, Huddersfield 0. Birmingham looking nice and comfortable over at St Andrews. Someone correct me in the chat. Would you like a first win in 5 possibly for Blues if they can get that one? Didn't win any of the games in the 3-game week. 1, 4. Yeah, I think it'd be first win in 5. Doncaster 1, Creepy Crawley 0. Crawley have done well, haven't they, with Scott Lindsay? 1 shot on goal in the Luton Burnley game. Nearly half time. Fairly sure we'll be back with us next season. Luton did get their first win, didn't they, at the weekend? Thank goodness. Hoover crosses that one in. It's a poor ball by Hoover, who really could have conceded a penalty if Sulemana had thrown himself to the deck a few minutes prior to that cross in. Poor ball in, and it's a throw in to Southampton. Excuse me. Just seeing a Bristol Rovers goal there. McCormick, they're leading against Port Vale. Southampton try and play out. First win since August. Thank you, Breaded Toast. If we're talking Birmingham there. Alcaraz to Sulemana. Dan Johnson gets in. Nicks the ball away, but a foul has already been given. Sulemana is causing bother. I think he might be Southampton's record signing, isn't he? Hoover again with the pull on him earlier in the move. Ref's got to get across that, and everybody groan on 3 because it's West Brom 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Poor old Sheffield Wednesday. Jesus Christ. No wins so far this season for Wednesday. They are losing again at West Brom. We're only 14 minutes in. Just absolute chaos at Wednesday at the moment. They are having a horrible time. Long night incoming, John Swift. Alcaraz knocks that into Armstrong in the box. Alcaraz tries to win it. Down goes Alcaraz. Nothing doing. All crossed into the back post. Hoover clears it that time. Walker-Peters crosses in. Good pressure from Southampton. Can they make the big chance? Arsenal leading. Jesus. Thank you, guys. Keep the updates coming. We are waiting to see this goal for West Brom by John Swift. I suppose the narrative on that's all going to be about Sheffield Wednesday again. Ben, what did you make of Rick Parry's comments today? I've not seen them, Tom. Can you tweet them to me or DM them, and I will happily hear what Mr. Parry has got to say about a salary agreement. Assuming the 21st minute sub of Bell off for Luton is injury as well, unfortunately. Yeah, you would imagine. So, bold prediction, West Brom to win by 6 or more, Lewis. We will see. 14 gone in our game here. Stoke 0, Southampton 0. Obviously, in the 7:45s, we're coming up sort of 25 minutes. Southampton, 63% possession. Headlines in the Championship. It's Birmingham 2 up against Huddersfield. Ipswich 1 up against Hull. West Brom 1 up against bottom of the league, Sheffield Wednesday. And yes, we're going to see that goal now on Gillette. John Swift, the goal scorer. So it's Furlong down the right. It's played into the channel. Cut back and Swift beats Vasquez on the near post with a nice finish there. Right-footed. Steve, West Brom in good nick at the moment. Yeah, they are actually. He does a good job making those sides solid in the Championship. Mr. Corberon. Here comes Stoke again. Hoover knocks that one back now to Pearson. McNally. Oh, nice slide by McNally. It's gone through to Hoover. That's a better looking cross. An important little flick away, I think, by Bednarek. Crew 1, Gillingham 0. Crew having a great start to the season. Connor O'Riordan with the goal for Crew. Here's Dan Johnson for Stoke. Bends that in left-footed, headed clear. Pearson only as far as Stuart Armstrong. Alcaraz, the most intricate little 3 passes to each other you've ever seen with bounces in between each one. But still have the ball, actually. Well played, Southampton. And Adam Armstrong has got it. Bez, I can't believe we've reached half-hour mark and Borough have not conceded. The 0-0's coming. We hate 0-0s, don't we? What else have we got? Oh, Luton 0, Burnley 1. I have to be impartial here, but you know I'm very local to Luton. Burnley lead at the Kenny. We've got West Brom Friday night. Very worried. Yeah, fair point, James. Essentially, they want the Premier League. Essentially, the Premier League want to be able to spend 85% of the parachute money on wages. Yeah, I mean, we know that system's ridiculous at the moment, don't we? There needs to be some kind of tidy up. Suleiman has beaten Hoover again. Brilliant cross. At the moment, they cannot handle Kamaldeen Suleimana down the left-hand side for Southampton. I don't know whether they can do an old school double up here, but they're just, he's all over poor old Keanu Hoover. Look at that. It's too easy. It's a great cross as well, the outside of his right foot. You can see why the big transfer fee went in there. Oof. Travis did well not to touch that, to be honest. He could have palmed that straight into an oncoming striker. It's a corner for Southampton. And it comes from Manning. Easy gather for Travers in goal. I wonder if I'm going to get to see this goal. Will they have the rights for the Premier League goals? Probably not. Man United 1-0 up. Do you think Sky's TV games are a bit silly at the moment on what they're picking? It's a thankless task picking games for TV, isn't it? You'll never please everybody. So essentially, you know what football fans are like with moaning. You never please anybody, but they do their best, is all I'll say, and end up pleasing absolutely nobody. I just roll with it these days and watch whatever they put on. McNally, Laurent, Hoover. Oh, nice little touch by Haksabanovic. Lovely touch, actually. And the youngster, Nathan Lowe, nearly got on the end of that. How good is that? Look at that. Brilliant play by Haksabanovic. What an assist that would have been. Look at that for a bit of skill, guys. Get that one gift up. And it's actually really poor from Lowe, the youngster. He deserved better for that amazing touch there, Haksabanovic. Lowe completely miscontrolled it, didn't he? Certainly the bit of skill of the day there by Sead Haksabanovic from Montenegro. He's growing on me. Stockport lead 2-0 and Napoli lead 1-0. Keep the updates coming, guys. Cambridge 0, Barnsley 2, it says. We're 20 minutes in to Stoke versus Southampton. 0-0 in this one. Loads going on elsewhere in the Championship, in the Champions League, in the Premier League, and League One. We're across as much as we can try and be across. In comes the corner again from Stoke. Big header clear. Lob back. They're looking to get it back to the corner taker, who was Dan Johnson. He ends up actually lobbing it right high and handsome into the mix. And they're definitely trying to make Southampton play a game they don't want to play here, Stoke, aren't they? Which is totally understandable. Putting the pressure on, not letting the Saints, build out their little patterns, which they're going to have rehearsed over and again. Here is Haksabanovic down the right-hand side. Overlap, I think, from Chamado, the left back. What the hell is he doing up there? There is a shot by Josh Laurent, and on the rebound, he tries to volley it. Ostergaard from Coventry to scoring against Madrid. Who's Ostergaard play for now? Oh, there we go, Napoli. Wow. Cambridge dropping off after their great start. It's difficult, isn't it? You always get a few teams who you wouldn't imagine were going to be up there, have an amazing start. Foul there on Ryan Manning. Macaulay Longstaff has scored for Notts County. How many has he scored in the last 15 months or whatever it is? Did you get 40 last season? Is that the Notts County goal machine? Man United 1-1 now. Plenty of European stuff going on tonight as well. We're midway through the first half in this one. And that's a great kick by Bazunu out to Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters on to Armstrong. Armstrong to Alcaraz. Alcaraz to the other Armstrong. Leaves it for Sulemana, who skies it. That would have been an exceptional goal by Southampton. Brilliant play out from Bazunu down the right-hand side. Very direct, actually. Everyone took a touch and played forward, ran forward, which Russ Martin's teams don't always do, let's just say. Sulemana, who I make their best player, smashes it over the crossbar. Russ Martin keen to give a thumbs up to his keeper. That was a very good kick to start the attack by Gavin Bazunu. Zaha scored against Man United. I did not realise. There you go. Red card for Port Vale. Thank you guys for keeping me updated on everything. Notts County 3, Swindon 0. Notts County are cane in that league, aren't they? What do we say about promoted teams and momentum, hey? It's a real thing, I tell you. McNally has got it at the back for Stoke. Pretty even this game, isn't it? Manning is robbed by Leris. Nice looking cross in for Lowe, who heads it down into the ground, and that takes all the sting out of it. Really good play down the right-hand side. It's a good cross as well, isn't it? But a couple of really decent balls in. You really need to meet that with huge power there, Low, and he's kind of needs to be running onto that one to smash that one in, hey? Here comes Sulemana again. Sulemana into Adam Armstrong in the box. Armstrong across the goal. Wow. Armstrong thinks Travers touched that. Travers claims he left it. I think if he had touched it, who's on the back stick? It's Alcaraz. It's probably going to tap that in. So might be a really good bit of goalkeeping that if he deliberately left it. I wouldn't have thought he did, though, because this goes right across the goal. No, he didn't deliberately leave that. He's very lucky he didn't get a little fingertip on that. Sheffield Wednesday not having much momentum. Well, there's always two sides to the argument, isn't there? And if you fall out with your manager, hire somebody else, sign 13 players, and yeah, you might not get any momentum. Stands to reason, really, doesn't it? Little one up the line to Armstrong, Stuart Armstrong, that is. Nice switch of play. They've got good overload here now with Adam Armstrong and Kyle Walker-Peters outside him. Walker-Peters, edge of the box, small bone. Played for Stoke last season, didn't he, on loan? Walker-Peters, small bone again. Sting's just gone out of the attack. Need to get a bit of fizz into it again. And they've worked it back into the centre halves, I presume, to try and do just that. And then they go, after all that, they go from back to front, and Armstrong comes from an offside position. So in the Championship then, Birmingham 2, Huddersfield 0, Dembele and Miyoshi. Ipswich 1, Hull 0, Burns. And West Brom 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swift. And I need to change that, don't I, to say Luton 0, Burnley 1 in the Premier League. Lyle Foster. Luton got the first win at the weekend, didn't they? Burnley potentially headed for their first win tonight. We await a win for Sheffield United from our promoted teams from last season. And it appears there's been another goal at Portman Road. And it appears that Ipswich have gone 2-0 up. But here's Leris. Dan Johnson, corner of the box, inside. Haksabanovic blocked. And Flynn Downs sweeps that one up. Plenty of goals going in now. None in the game that we are watching. Hoover coming down the right-hand side, crosses to the back stick. He's had 3 good crossing positions, Hoover. He's put 1 good crossing out of the 3 of them. I suggest that rate needs to improve, don't you? Josh Laurent. Oh, dear. Dreadful pass by Laurent. And it's going to be a Southampton goal kick. Hopefully we can figure out the second Ipswich goal, whether that has indeed happened or not. Yes, Connor Chaplin, says Ian. Ipswich head in to the top of the table if that stays the same, if they can win tonight. Here come Southampton, though. Alcaraz. Nice ball to Sulemana. I thought maybe he's a bit over-ambitious, to be honest. Played it round the back of the fullback. If he pulls it off, it's a hell of a pass, but not quite. Southampton have relaunched, though, from the throw-in. And Stoke have won it back. Haksabanovic plays it down the line. And now Leris has got the run on Bednarek, who does really well, to win that straight back. Hover plays it inside to McNally. And right, okay, we're going to see the Ipswich goal now on Gillette. It's Harness plays it down the left-hand side, knocked inside from Leif Davis. That's a brilliant goal. Connor Chaplin bends it into the top corner. What a goal. Leif Davis gets yet another assist for Connor Chaplin with that cutback. Look at this for a finish. Whoop! Over the keeper into the top corner. Ipswich 2, Hull 0. Oh, and Leif Davis got the assist for the first one as well, did he, Ian? Goodness me. Say no more. Coming up half an hour in our game here. Remember, we kicked off at 8 o'clock in Stoke Southampton. Everyone else, apart from West Brom and Sheffield Wednesday, kicked off at 7:45. So they're all just now heading for half-time as Sulemana runs that one down the line and out of play. We can have a real good look into everything that's going on at half-time in this one. Obviously, that won't be half-time in all those other games. The joys of scheduling here. This one's fairly evenly matched. It feels like whoever can have a good 10 minutes and take the lead has a real good chance of winning this game, doesn't it? Doesn't feel like either side's really got it by the scruff of the neck. Both sides trying to sort of implement their style on the other team. Southampton trying to play through and get the ball to Sulemana on the left wing, particularly Stoke. Trying to make Southampton defend and get that pressure on in a slightly different way, but equally as effective so far in that neither team has scored. Boing, boing, Hamza. The back-to-back wins for West Brom. They lead against Sheffield Wednesday. Charlton 1, Exeter 1. Walker Peters has gone back to Bednarek, Downs, Harwood Bellis. Another player who got promoted last season, Harwood Bellis. There's a few with promotions on their CVs in this game, isn't there? Bristol Rovers 2-0 up. Manning, here's Sulemana, who I make the real danger man on the pitch, really, for either side. Manning, Stuart Armstrong, Manning, Adam Armstrong, Stuart Armstrong, Sulemana. It's kind of neat and tidy. Not really going anywhere fast. And Manning waits. Yeah, there's no advantage there, is there? Yeah, well done, ref. Pulled that back. Jackie, what am I drinking? I've got this Asian beer again, which I can never say. Asahi, I think is how Jay, one of our members, tells me. Flynn Downs, Will Smallbone, Walker Peters. It's a bit slow now from Southampton. It's one of those frustrating passages from them where everyone's behind the ball on the opponents and okay, it's neat and tidy, but where's it going? Indeed. Cardiff have scored every game and Middlesbrough conceded every game. Half-time. 0 You love to see it. Steve. I'm a Blackburn fan. A game against Ipswich last week was the first time I've been able to watch Ipswich properly. I heard lots of good things to confirm. Actually, the real deal. Oh, nice one, Steve. Sounds good. Oh, down the right it goes. Armstrong tries to cross in. Correct pronunciation, Miyoshi, which I'm probably not pronouncing in the way he would want it to, would be proud. Thank you, WPK. Yeah, I did avoid that one, Ian. Jack Hunt. We'll just leave a nice gap, yeah? Can Southampton sign Neil Armstrong? That's ridiculous, Annie. The Wallace Trio. Woof. Danny and Rod were great. Ray was a plank. That's terrible. I remember Rod Wallace scoring goal of the season for Leeds once, when he ran it all the way down the left wing and then cut inside and bent it in the corner. Who was that goal against? There must be, there's always Leeds fans in the chat. Cross comes in from the left for Stoke. Lerice, didn't know whether he was coming or going there. You think a striker busts his gut to get across the near post then, makes the crosser's mind up for him. And he kind of did neither. Alexander Armstrong. He's the guy off Pointless, yeah? I don't leave a go. I'm not buying this Jack Hunt stuff that you're trying to get me to do. Better than the yeah, that was an embarrassment, wasn't it? Jacob, can I get a time check? Yes. 34:40 on the clock in Stoke, Southampton. We're at half-time in most of the other championship games. Of course, Sheffield Wednesday at West Brom started at 8. Baggies lead 1-0. Walker Peters comes in off the right, as he spent the entire season doing. Our good friend Jamie Mackey is doing Ipswich versus Hull. I hope he's having fun. Cleared down the line by Hoover. Dealt with by Bednarek. And it's back with Flynn Downs and Smallbone in the central midfield. Wayne, good evening to you, sir. Hope you are good. 35:43 on the clock here. 0-0. Pretty even. We'll do the numbers and whatnot at half time. Currently, elsewhere, Ipswich are going top. They're 2 up against Hull. Are we going to see Ed Sheeran celebrate a goal? Or are we just going to see Ed Sheeran watching a football match? Chamado coming down the left-hand side for Stoke. Switches that across to Josh Laurent, who plays it up the line to Hoover. Another good crossing position. Can he deliver now? That's a better ball, but well dealt with on the near post by Bednarek, who's doing the head it, kick it stuff very nicely. Championship made Jude putting Rail in front. He's the guy, isn't he? We'll give Birmingham the credit for that. How's the young one? Is she drawn to the colour blue and tractors yet? I'm not allowed, Hamza. No such brainwashing has occurred. Do I own a Delia Smith cookbook? I do not. But there will definitely be one in my parents' house. Manning knocks that one into the front. It's kind of shielded by Alcaraz, and Downs picks it up and runs off him. Here is Armstrong. Armstrong to Walker Peters. Armstrong again. Walker Peters goes to the byline. He's quick, but he's not that quick. Why not? It's all part of the character development. You're under the misguided misconception. Is that a double negative? A misguided misconception. Yeah, that's wrong. The misguided conception that I'm in charge around here when I'm absolutely not. No chance. I think Shaylee's having a massage in there right now. Her neck was hurting today, and our friend Sophie is over punching her in the back of the head, I think. Harwood Bellis. So what a great pass through the lines there to Smallbone. Third in charge. There you go. You know the rules. Please tell me you dressed up as a boiler, Hamza. Best mascot in English football, that West Brom one is. The old ideal heat and boiler. Here comes Armstrong, Stuart Armstrong. Laurent takes it off him. I didn't see a foul there. Referee saying there was a pull on the shorts. If there was, that's a foul. I didn't see it. I'm sure Sky Sports are going to give me a lovely HD replay now. And yeah, refs are absolutely right. It's a really good decision. You can't tackle with your hands, guys. Stop it. Good bit of refereeing that. Surely the best mascot is that star one in Scotland. Some ridiculous ones, isn't there? I just can't get over a bloke dressed as a boiler. I'm sorry. Tickles me every time, that. Free kick to Southampton then. How far out is this? Shooting chance, this. Stuart Armstrong and Ryan Manning are over it. J. Edgar Hoover. We can play American presidents in the English game, can we? Was he an American president? If he's not, that would be embarrassing. Sounds like one. Right. Here comes this free kick then. Armstrong, the right footer. Manning, the left footer. Four-man wall. Armstrong. What a strike! Oh, what a goal! He wins the free kick and he bends it into the top corner, in off the crossbar. An outstanding strike by Stuart Armstrong, and it's Stoke 0, Southampton 1. What a goal! Go and dig that one out if you haven't seen it. And that will teach Josh Laurent for giving away a really silly foul, pulling on the shorts. Look at that for a strike. Keeper's side of the goal as well, but he's barring in that right in the top corner. I love that from Stuart Armstrong. Superb goal. And Southampton lead 1-0. There's not been a lot in the game, and it's taken a really good goal to give Saints the lead. How about that? Who needs Ward-Prowse? Well, there you go. He's learned to whip it like Ward-Prowse. There's that Premier League quality. Southampton top 2 charge. It's a brilliant goal, isn't it? Absolutely superb free kick, that. And when the keeper's on the same side of the goal and you're going over the wall, it's all about where you're putting it. And he sticks it barring in. Hell of a goal by Stuart Armstrong, that. Wow. And Southampton lead 1-0. Do dig that one out. Get on Twitter and find that goal. You'll love it, I tell you. Well, unless you're a Stoke fan. In which case, you'll be very annoyed at what a cheap free kick that was. Great angle from Sky there. Spinning. Bosch. Keeper gets a hand to it, doesn't he? Have another look at that. It's a pretty full dive. Head of the FBI. Okay, there you go. Forgive my American history, or lack of. Shot 7-2, so Sky. In Stoke's favour, by the way. And it's Southampton that lead. Armstrong bending the free kick into the top corner. Have another look on the other screen here. No, it's so easy when you start watching stuff in super slow motion. So easy to be critical of the keeper because he does get a little touch on it. It's just a great free kick, isn't it? I think you just have to be positive sometimes. What was my bold prediction? I think I was on, in this game, I was on Adam Armstrong but it's mixed in with Jack Clark tomorrow night. So it's Armstrong and Clark to have 7 shots between them and 1 goal between them minimum. So I don't know how many shots Armstrong's had so far. Keanu Hoover has been yellow carded, and let's just say he is an absolute walking red card in this game, Hoover. I wouldn't be surprised if Alex Neil substituted him. Unless he's really smart, because that's about his 5th foul on Sulemana, who I would say if Hoover plays the whole 90 minutes, there's a 75% chance he's going to get a red card before the end of this game. Unless he's super, super smart and he can just flip the switch now and stop fouling and play properly, yeah? You kind of think, if that was the case, why wouldn't you do it from the beginning? Pearson through the back of Alcaraz. Clever from Alcaraz, actually. He just turns into the tackle, makes sure he gets the foul. It's a yellow card for Ben Pearson, who needs to be a bit careful because he's certainly just told the referee to go forth and multiply. Haksabanovic keeping him away. Yeah, he just goes through Alcaraz, doesn't he? Not a good tackle. Silly will get him sent off just after the break. We shall see. They're definitely giving Sulemana some treatment now, aren't they? Another big tackle on him. Obviously been outlined as the danger man. Ben Pearson gets a yellow. Yeah, right. Someone look it up. How many championship yellow cards has Ben Pearson got in his career? We've got to be pushing like 30 or 40 now, haven't we? Armstrong, the goal scorer, to Sulemana, gets it back again. Down the line it goes. And here is McNally, who goes home. We're into stoppage time, of which there is only a minute, and we've already played 45 seconds of it. And it looks like we're going to go into half-time with Southampton leading 1-0 through that Stuart Armstrong free kick. Here's Chamadé, though. Hits the shot. Oh, that doesn't miss by much, does it? I think it might be a corner, but I don't know whether they're going to get time to take a corner. That really was close. In my head, we were all ready to go to half-time at 1-0. And Chamadé, via a deflection, just sticks that one, I don't know, a couple of feet past the far post there. And it is indeed half-time. Do me a favour before we do the numbers. Everybody in here, if you can hit the like button, that would do me a right solid. You've got 9 seconds to hit like. Go, go, go. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful support. It really does help us out if you can indeed hit the like button. What do we got here? 41, I think it said. Can we get over 50 likes? I think it's heading up in that direction. So thank you everybody for your support. Thank you for all the people who've signed up to be members indeed as well. We really, really do appreciate your support massively. Right. Speaking of numbers, let's have a look at the first half numbers there in Stoke v Southampton. And wow, talk about a game of few chances. 0.16 XG for Southampton and only 2 shots as well. 0.28 for Stoke. So minimal action goal bound, and it was going to take a great strike, and that's exactly what it was from Stuart Armstrong, the free kick. 62% Southampton possession is absolutely standard for them. And that is all I've got to say about that. We'll see if there's anything in the comments, and then we'll have a look around the other games. Cheltenham, 945 minutes without a goal. That is brutal. I refuse to hit like because I've already done it. Well, I appreciate that. 53 likes. Thank you so much, guys. Really do appreciate the support. Right. Shall we see the state of play in these other championship games? They will be just about kicking off the second halves. Now, it's Birmingham 2, Huddersfield 0. And I have to say, the scoreline's dominant. Look at the numbers as well. Look at that attack momentum graph there. It's all blue. And looking very good. God, look, this looks really dominant. 1.5 on the XG to 0.31. To be fair, 8 shots to 7. But look, 65% possession and only 0.31 XG. Looks like Birmingham, a pretty decent value for their 2-0 win. Keep your comments coming through half-time in our game. Of course, as I keep reiterating, the other games are all ticking along. We're probably into the second half, and at least a couple of them. Ipswich versus Hull. Looks like Ipswich have played the finishing game, doesn't it? Look, 0.54 XG and 2 goals from it. A couple of really good finishes from Wes Burns and Connor Chaplin. When you're confident, that's the way it goes. Only 1 shot on target for Hull. They're going to need to do better than that because you got very little chance of coming back from a 2-goal deficit. You only have 1 shot on target in the next half. Don't want to be relying on own goals to get yourself back in. And that would be the case unless they can improve their attacking output. Speaking of attacking output, the guys in the chat have been laughing and joking that Middlesbrough and Cardiff has no goals because history said there might be some. But look at that. Horrible. 0.14 and 0.19 on the XG. Just nothing been created. Let's come up as a big chance there for Cardiff. God only knows what that is and what the standard is. If they've only got 0.19 XG and they've had a big chance. Middlesbrough, in terms of the possession, you would expect that between these two sides. 0-0. Absolutely nothing in that game. Don't want to call it a nothing game because I haven't watched it, but that's the way it's kind of coming across when we look at the numbers and we hear what you guys have been saying in the chat. It's also Plymouth 0, Millwall 0. Looks like, oh, crikey. Get a shot count on this one. Looks like Plymouth, 12 shots in the first half for Argyle. Only 3 on target to 1 and 62% possession. Looks like Millwall may be sitting back, which will irritate the Millwall fans because that's their bit of their bugbear, I think, with Gary Rowett. But you would think something would have to give in that one, or Plymouth are going to be favourites to go ahead and take it during the second half. Although the graph is showing us Millwall apparently have started the second half the better side. So we will keep eyes on that, and we'll keep eyes on everything else because that is indeed our deal here. Let's have another look at this free kick. It's a great strike, isn't it? Hopefully we don't get into keeper bashing on this one. No, he's not getting that, is he? My God. I'm just looking at the West Brom Sheffield Wednesday halftime picture as well. Looks really, look at the graph for West Brom there. Just tells us that basically Sheffield Wednesday had no attacking momentum until right up to the end of the first half there. 9 shots to 3. Wednesday have got 2 shots on target though, so fair play there. But does look like West Brom are good value for their lead and are indeed the better side. Let's just have a look at that one Premier League game, which we have big eyes on because it's 2 teams we spent plenty of time covering and praising last season because they both got promoted. It's Luton and Burnley. Burnley lead 1-0. Lyle Foster with the goal. And looks like they're the better side according to the numbers alone. And we always say that's never judge completely on your eyes, never judge completely on the numbers. always a little bit of both helps. So I realise I haven't seen with my own eyes. But do you know what? Can we bring a table up there? I think it's just blocked out, but I can see. Yeah, they'll both be going to 4 points. Goal difference as it stands would have Luton out of the bottom 3, but if Burnley were to score again, their goal difference would go -9s. Luton's would go -9s, and then I think on goals scored, possibly Burnley would just slide above. I could be wrong about that because I can't see a full table. But look, never mind goal difference. It's just about getting the win, given how sparse victories have been for the promoted sides. And of course, Sheffield United still looking for a first win as we go into the October international break. Let's read some comments, shall we? Hamza, West Brom need to go up another gear in the second half. We're comfortable, but maybe too comfortable. 1-0 can be a dangerous scoreline. Wise words. Ian, Cardiff are currently 4th. So I'm going to start enjoying the table before Borough score or Norwich Sunderland get... Well, absolutely. Absolutely indeed. After some struggles down in the bottom 6 over the last couple of years. Barnabas, if I'm saying that right. Are you happy with your Ipswich Town? Do you think you get to the Premier League next season? I'm in South Africa. I'm extremely happy. I'm not too worried about looking at the Premier League. My team has not been very good for many, many years, and we've been really good for 7 or 8 months now. And I will enjoy it for as long as it lasts, is all I will say. Jude Bellingham, goal and assist in the first half. That guy can play, can't he? Carl and Grant had a 1v1. Interesting. That must have been the big chance that came through. Ian, no, he's not. Pearson up to 70 yellow cards. That's mental. Wow. Why are Stoke fans booing? Oh, football fans, isn't it? Hey, football fans. It's all pantomime, isn't it? Indeed. Cardiff rattle the bar. It's getting closer. I genuinely hope illness is excuse for this side out tonight. Big thank you to Beza Reza, who has hit the join button, and you too can do the same. Get a lovely host of benefits. You can just join the donate tier if you just want to support, which I'm really grateful for. And I think we might have bad news for those Cardiff fans, by the way. It does look like Middlesbrough have just taken the lead mid-plug. So my apologies to the Cardiff fans. And if you hit the join in tier, which is £5 per month, you can join the WhatsApp group. Sorry, we're just going to see this goal, are we? I'm seeing a Cardiff attack. I think we're a little bit behind. They're going to show us a Middlesbrough goal in a minute. So it looks like Cardiff hit the bar and then Middlesbrough score not long after it. Yeah, you can join our WhatsApp group, join our roundtable chats, and after the necessary vetting process, you can appear on this show at half-time. And we've seen a whole cast of people on this season. Hopefully we get to see that Middlesbrough goal. It looks like Middlesbrough have taken the lead. It'll be a 3rd straight win for the Borough if they can indeed see this one through. Middlesbrough 1, Cardiff 0. We're just waiting for a goal scorer and waiting to have a look indeed at footage of the goal. There you go. Thank you. Isaiah Jones for Borough. Is Jude better than Gerrard? Well, he potentially could be, couldn't he? He's got a lot to do in his career to match what Stevie Gerrard did over so many years, but who knows? Certainly got the potential to do it. I think Jude is more technically gifted than Gerrard. We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out. That's the thing. It's only a few seasons of football for Jude Bellingham. We're going to see this Isaiah Jones goal for Middlesbrough very soon. Hallelujah, we've taken the lead. There you go. Middlesbrough 1, Cardiff 0. 3 straight wins potentially incoming for Borough. Goal for Derby, yes indeed. Corey Smith has scored for Derby. They lead 1-0 at Blackpool. We'll check in, I promise, with the League One table as and when those 7:45s finish off. Bit of a marathon run tonight. Here comes the Isaiah Jones goal. It's crossed in from the left-hand side. He's right on the goal line. Be interesting to see the offside picture on that. But I think it's Perry NG, the right back, the left back. I can't remember who's with him. Doesn't seem to complain. So we shall see. Baloo is obsessed with playing defensive midfielders away from defensive midfield. Why is Adams at right back and Whittle at 10? I don't know, Ian. There must be an explanation. Always bugged me how England couldn't get... Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. But there you go. We had to live through that. Big style, didn't we? Bolton 2, Stevenage 1 in that game up at the top of League One. Jack Iredale, who just in the goal, actually powers it in. Full on the volley with the left foot from the corner. Nice finish. The goals flowing in. We can do a quick check, actually, in League One and let you know how everything is shaking out there. Shrewsbury has gone down to 10 men. I think we're going to see the Derby goal as well. So much going on here. It's Mendes down the left-hand side. Good finish. Curry Smith arriving off the back of the play from central midfield. Smashes that one home. Lovely goal. Right, let's just have a look and get you updated in League One. And very helpfully, it gives you the current score lines against the table as well. So you can see up the top there, everyone in the top 6, apart from Pompey in second currently, that could change, and Stevenage in 6th, currently that could change. Everyone are winning. And they are behind Pompey and Stevenage. So Oxford going to stretch out that lead at the top, getting themselves nicely positioned. They are a goal up, Oxford, against Shrewsbury, who I think someone just said in the chat. Yeah, see it on my screen right now. It's gone down to 10 men as well. Should we play poor old Cheltenham down the bottom? God. Darryl Clark's just gone in as the manager there at Cheltenham. 0 goals. And bottom of the table. Look at Reading. God. Although points deductions involved in that as well. Right on cue. Pompey 1-1. Famous last words. So it's only Stevenage in the top 6 who are not winning. DM me on Twitter, Beza Reza, if you can. My email is in my contact information in the YouTube business as well, if you want to grab it there. But one of the lads will help you out in the chat. There's a few in there who are already in the WhatsApp group who I'm sure will help out. We have kicked off in the second half. So it's Stoke 0, Southampton 1. I will run you through the teams. It's Stuart Armstrong's free kick. That means as things stand, Southampton are going to be taking all 3 points back down south to St Mary's. They're also going to be jumping up to 9th spot in the table and recording back-to-back wins. And a bit of a surprising one, this. We thought Plymouth were well on top against Millwall. So you know what's coming, don't you? Plymouth 0, Millwall 1. Plymouth just don't lose at home very often, do they? Goodness me. Colby Bishop for Pompey, the goal scorer. Barnsley have gone 3 up, not far from me here against Cambridge. Ericsson on for Manchester United against Galatasaray. Keep us in touch with whatever is going on in your games. Most of the 7:45 kickoffs now, depending on first half stoppage time, are coming up towards the hour mark. Zian Fleming, was it? Thanks, Anir. Not been as hot as he was for periods of last season, but still a threat. The Millwall number 10. Oh, Armstrong crosses in. Lovely ball. Oh, that's unlucky. Stuart Armstrong heads it goalwards. I think it hits Luke McNally more than anything else. Could have gone in the goal off him, and it just spoons up and goes. I think it just goes wide of the goal rather than over. He's in the right place in the right time. Actually, it's a really good clearance. Just wafts out his right leg. In fact, that's a hell of a clearance, isn't it? Goal-saving clearance there from Luke McNally. Stuart Armstrong nearly getting a second goal there. Tanner off and Ugbo on. Ian doesn't agree with that substitution, let's just say, in the game between Borough and Cardiff. That is 1-0 to Borough after Isaiah Jones scored. And the corner is wasted or easily gathered by Mark Travers. Let me just update our ticker. And we'll give Millwall a goal. We'll wait to see that. Zian Fleming on 59 has given Millwall the lead at Home Park, Plymouth. Shot-driven goalwards by Lloris over the crossbar. Oh, it's a corner, in fact. And there is Lindsay at Plymouth. So we're about to see the Zian Fleming goal. And Haksabanovic is going to take a corner at the same time. I'm going to try and open a beer. It's a lovely goal, actually, by Millwall. It's a brilliant goal. Whoever played that through, someone look up for me who got the assist for Millwall. It's absolutely killer ball through to Fleming, who just dinks it over the keeper, Hazard, and sticks it into the back of the net. Great goal by Millwall, that, and they lead 1-0 down at Plymouth. Nothing came of that corner, by the way. In fact, there was a foul. Who is it? McNally. McNally on Manning. Who seems to have maybe bought the foul there, but ho-hum. As Bazunu clips that one out to Walker Peters. Right, let's just do the teams here. We are in the second half now of Southampton versus Stoke. 1-0 Saints. Let's just give ourselves a little reminder of the lineups. It's not going to let me, is it? There you go. Hope if I press the right button. So for Southampton, for Stoke, Travers in goal, Hoover and Chamadou, the fullbacks, Wilmot and McNally. Look out for Hoover on the yellow card as Alcaraz comes through into the box for Southampton. Good work by McNally to block him out for the corner. Let me do this quickly. Johnson, Pearson, Laurent across central midfield. Lery's low and Haksabanovic. For Saints, Bazunu, Walker Peters and Manning, Howard Bellis and Bednarek, Smallbone Downs, Armstrong, Alcaraz and Armstrong, Sulemana. It's not quite right. Sulemana's on the left wing. Armstrong is up top. Corner, I think, then to Southampton. There you go. There's a Mill from Steve. They lead. Great Millwall score. More of Rowett. Gary Rowett, your football's all right. Duncan Watmore for the assist. Thank you, guys. Hell of a pass, that, wasn't it? Check that one out if you get a chance to have a look at it. I'm sure it's all over Twitter by now. Here's Chamadou at left back. Alex Neil seems to want a bit more width from his sort of three-man midfield. Cover a lot of ground, haven't they? Laurent, Pearson and Johnson. Some classic Championship names. How many appearances between those three in the Championship? God. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, I would have thought. Big cheers to everybody again. Thank you for joining me on the watch-alongs. Really enjoy doing these. Really enjoy everybody's input. Don Ballard scored for Reading. He was in my 10 Wonder Kids to watch in the Championship. We're not going to see him in the Championship because Southampton loaned him out. Here comes Sulemana. Look at the pace. Oh, crosses it in. Did that one go out of play? Yeah, it looks like he dribbled it out. But yes, He has very much had Keanu Hoover, the right back, on toast all night, hasn't he? Whoop, see you later. He's got interesting technique, Sulemana, where he's quite happy to dribble using the outside of his right foot whilst being a predominantly left-footed player, which puts him in some interesting positions with his balance. But he's done it twice in this game and looked pretty deadly. Hoover crosses in to the near post. Comes off Haksabanovic last. Oh, Larry, excuse me. And it's going to be a goal kick. Wow. I'll hold fire on saying what I've just seen on my phone. But Ipswich looking very good value to go top because it looks like it's Ipswich 3, Hull City 0 on 65 minutes. And it also looks like it's Birmingham 3, Huddersfield 0. So potentially a couple of home wins incoming at Birmingham and at Ipswich. 3-0 in both games. Goals going in the same minute there. We'll wait for some confirmation there that has indeed happened. Marcus Harness, he's been playing really well the last couple of weeks. Harness. I can see the Hawthorns lighting up the night sky from my house. Wish I was there. I'd like to be there. I just wouldn't like to drive back through the night, eh? Sriki Dembele again. Thank you. And here, hopefully we'll see those goals in a minute. Gillette's just on an ad break. Hoover, that's a decent cross. Headed down by Lowe. And Smallbone hoiks it clear. Chamado. Laurent, nice ball. Hoover again crossing position. It's just lack quality. I'm sorry. I know it feels like I've been on Hoover's back, the right back. I think he's made a couple of not too clever shirt pulls on Sulemana, and his crossing just hasn't really been up to it for me, I have to say. Penalty Stevenage. You got to love Stevenage, haven't you? They are the definition of a nuisance, that team. Here's Smallbone. Ref plays the advantage with Walker-Peters down. Watmore with an assist from Millwall tonight. Barrow made a huge mistake letting him go. Hell of an assist as well. Check it out. Really just takes the entire defence out with a lovely ball through for Zian Fleming. Start of the season, bookies had Reading for the top 6. Didn't realise what a mess the club was in. No, I didn't in my... Oh, here's Sulemana into the box. Sulemana, huge chance. Great save by Travers. Oh, he's really been... I mean, he's my man of the match, Sulemana. And I don't know what Alex Neil does because the right back, Hoover, can't get near him, can he? Well played, Flynn Downs, but he's wrong side of him again. He should score, shouldn't he? He's clear on. It's a great save by Travers. But Sulemana is looking cheat code level in this game for Southampton tonight. I know he cost a small fortune, didn't he? But he looks really good. Luton have scored. Woof. Luton won. Burnley won. We're just going to see that save again by... That's brilliant from Travers in goal, isn't it? Watmore has been good for us. Not as prolific scorer, but great provider. As we see every possible angle of Travers' save. It was a really good save. If Stoke come back and get something out of this game, they'll look back at that save as a key moment. Curtis Davis sent off for Cheltenham. Curtis, come on. Hull are a decent outfit. The fact they're now 3-0 down against Ipswich speaks volumes. No comment. Elijah Adebayo. He's magic, you know, is he? Because you guys are now telling me that Burnley have gone 2-1 up. Oh, dear, Luton. Stevenage have equalised. Goodness me. Sky have just put up on the screen in the duels between Hoover and Sulemana. It's 8-1 to Sulemana. So there you go. I'm not piling on Hoover. It's just a complete mismatch, that one, isn't it? Jacob Brun Larson. Thanks, Anir. Anir's in MVP status with his updates here. Thank you so much. I'd love to see the Birmingham goal, and I'd love to see the Ipswich goal. Ben, does Hoover suck? I'm not going to answer that question, Hamza, but all I'll say is your words, not mine. Look, we know he's a good player. There you go, Ian. You're all in there. He's on loan from Wolves, is he, Hoover? But he's just absolutely had his backside handed to him by Sulemana for the most part tonight. But I suppose you'll argue to me you need a goal and an assist from such a dominant performance. That's a reasonable comment, but it's not all about that end product sometimes. It's where the weight of the game can go sometimes because of it, and how teams can get unbalanced because of a dominance in a certain area. So it's not necessarily the be-all, end-all. Is that Ben Wilmot down? Looks like he's going to be stretched out. Blackpool 0, Derby 2. Yeah, I got the play on words. Yeah, don't worry about that. I've done this before. Just finally seeing the Ipswich goal. It's Hurst, long ball in behind. Knocks it into Harness, who just rolls that one home. Hurst looks pretty pleased with that one. And Harness 3-0 on 65 to Ipswich, which you would think would be enough to send them to the top of the league. Yeah, Wilmot is done in this game, isn't he? He's not been stretched off, but he's very much limping off. Jordan Thompson is going to come in Stoke. And hopefully we get to see this goal from Sariki Dembele to put Birmingham 3-0 up as well. It's going to be a first defeat for Darren Moore as Huddersfield boss of that one. Right. There's going to be plenty of stoppage time. We hope Wilmot is okay, of course, though. Corner comes in, headed goalwards by Alcaraz. Couldn't get any power on it. Travis gathers that one nice and easy. Blues v Baggy looks a little more interesting. Blues coming back to full. Yeah, I would agree with that, John. They're always good games. I saw a really good one there. I think it was 3-2 possibly to West Brom. Someone will remind me on that one. It's a great game, that. Real back and forth. Morecambe won. Aki won. Two clubs relegated from League One last season. Sulemana has popped up on the right wing now. In fact, in all the chaos, have they just taken Hoover off, which we thought would happen definitely at some point? Looks like Chamado's over there at fullback now. Thompson's gone in at centre-back. Hoover's definitely not there. Although I didn't see any substitution take place. Here's Dan Johnson. Clips it up to the back stick. Headed away by Ryan Manning. Charlie Austin won the volley and headed. Possibly, Hamza. I've been to so many football matches, I can't even remember now. 3-2 would be right. Probably 18-19 season or 19-20. Pre-pandemic, put it that way. Armstrong powers into the box and Chamadou. No, Hoover is still on. Is he playing centre back now? Which would end that duel between Sulemana and Hoover. So maybe Hoover's gone to play centre back. I don't know where Thompson's gone though. We shall see. Creeping towards Borough's first clean sheet in eons. Is the revival happening? Well, it's three wins on the trot. Sounds like a revival to me, doesn't it? Bolton are 3-2 up. It's a hell of a game, that one, between Bolton and Stevenage. Furthest I've ever travelled to a game. Italy. Milan. Here is Thompson. Haksabanovic. Pearson. Nice switch of play. Space for Johnson in the box. Johnson crosses deflected. Bazunu. Little spill. There was a shout for a foul on young Lowe at the sort of front post there. Nothing doing. Bazunu did well in the end, didn't he? Think just a racing incident, that one. They just crashed into each other. Let's have a look. Yeah. Haven't had a good angle of it, but again, we're into slowing it down and slowing it down and slowing it down. The arms were out from Bednarek. I'll still go with no penalty there in terms of them just careering into each other. But yeah, the more times you see it, the slower they play the play the clip, the more convinced you can convince yourself anything's a foul, can't you? New Zealand to Cardiff for Millwall in the cup final. You love to see it. Cardiff been devoid of ideas the whole second half, Ian. They're a goal down with about 10 to go. We're coming up to last 10 minutes of normal time in all the 7:45s. We are at 63-58 in this one. West Brom and Sheffield Wednesday also an 8 p.m. kickoff. Throw into Southampton, who still lead 1-0. Here's Pearson. Johnson. Try to find Lowe early. It's out with Thompson. Thompson clips it into the back stick. Flicked away, and Southampton are going to clear. Pearson's got it back. Bit of pressure for Stoke now. Pearson. Southampton, everyone back behind the ball. Johnson. Big switch of play by Hoover to Chamadou. Leris. Laurent. Tries a scoot pass, bit too clever for his own good. And after all that, it's out for a goal kick to Southampton. Defended kind of patiently then. Right the way into stoppage time at Kenilworth Road. Luton 1, Burnley 2. It's going to be a first win of the season for Burnley. Here comes Laurent again into the box. Puts the cross in. And do you know what? They're just bullying the youngster Lowe a little bit in there now. Bednarek and Harwood Bellis. Giving Nathan Lowe a hard old game. Can Cheltenham just score? I mean, the answer to that all season has been no, hasn't it? Ipswich are on fire. No comment. Charlton 3, Exeter 1. Thank you for all your score updates. Is my ticker all updated? I think, no, it isn't. I need to update Luton and Burnley, don't I? Dear oh me. We're well behind on that one. That'll learn me. Put the Premier League game on there as well. It's Hoover, who I think is playing centre-back. Guess they're trying to get him as far away from Sulemana as possible. Played down the line for Haksabanovic. No good. It's another goal kick for Southampton. Putting a bit of pressure on here. Stoke having a bit of the goal. A bit of the goal, a bit of the ball. A bit of the goal is exactly what they'd like, though, isn't it? It's Middlesbrough 2, Cardiff 0. Borough go 2-0 up. Looks like it is going to be a third straight victory. For Middlesbrough and Michael Carrick. Cheltenham down to 10 and now 2-0 down. Jesus, Cheltenham. What are you doing? Man United go 2-1 up. As Southampton break away and win themselves a corner. They've been under pressure for the most part. We'll wait to hear about that Middlesbrough goal. Looks like they've gone 2 up against Cardiff, which will probably make that one safe for the Borough. Cambridge 0, Barnsley 4. Woof. Corner, Southampton. Manning, left-footed into the centre, headed away by McNally. Stuart Armstrong. Looked a bit of a tired pass, didn't it? But Southampton win the throw, 68-15 on the clock. Who's the next Championship manager to go? I'll leave that one to the chat. Not Valerian Ismail, who got a new contract today. Although that would be peak Watford to give him a new contract and then sack him, wouldn't it? Poor old Val. Anyone else get caught out by that tweet today? They knew what they were doing, didn't they? I thought, here we go. Laurent trying to carry. It's a great tackle by Downs. Alcaraz, little one around the corner. Oh, brilliant 1-2. This is good from Southampton. Alcaraz just slows down, gives it to Walker-Peters. Sulemana playing on the right wing now. And Armstrong draws a very easy foul from Josh Laurent. It's Latte Lath who scored for Middlesbrough. And, oh, God, he's going to run it in from halfway. Look at this. Takes it to the left. Oh, good feet. Keeps his balance. Great goal, actually. I thought he was just going to run that one in. Latte Lath for Middlesbrough. And finish. No, does really well. Takes it to the left. Cuts back inside. Bends it in the corner. Berger and Bay are coming on for Stoke. Wouter Berger and Yunhu Bay. Macho Man or Mr. Perfect? I'd have to go Macho Man, I would say, out of those two. Oh, yeah, dig it. Have Burnley won? Is that one all over in the Premier League? Sounds like Burnley have got their first win. Can't believe it. 2-0 Borough. Take it. Drink it in. A win's a win's a win. And Southampton are heading for a win in this one. They're 1-0 up with 20 to go as Leris gets pulled up for a foul. You can see Vincent Kompany shaking hands with Rob Edwards there as Burnley get their first win in the Premier League. Having taken the Championship by storm last season. Ryan Fraser is going to come on for Southampton, as is Sekou Mara Alcaraz and Sulemana going out. Bit of strength there on that Southampton bench. We know they've got it, don't we? We know they've got it. Mara and Fraser in. Brilliant from Love. Good player. Just needs to work on that confidence. Yeah, nice goal. Very nice goal. That Watford tweet was very self-aware. Nice to see the person in charge of admin actually does have a good sense. He caught me out. Honestly, Steve, I was here. I'd literally just edited my bold predictions for today. And I saw that tweet. And my instant thought was, oh, my God, I'm going to have to make a different video now, having just made another one if they had fired him. Well, another video on top of the one I just made. But alas, a new contract, not a firing. Armstrong, Mara, lovely turn. Mara to Downs. And it goes to Smallbone. Chris, how are we tonight? Finally, breathe. We've actually won a game. Tremendously well. How's our low knee doing? Which low knee, Chris? Which Burnley player's on loan? Am I being thick here? In this game? Someone put me out of my misery. Oh, Luke McNally. He's doing absolutely fine, to be honest. Watford trolling the nation. Yeah, he's been decent, McNally. He made one brilliant clearance as well, didn't he? Surely Cisco will get the chop this week. Well, the only thing is, John, will he? Because Mr. Chansiri won't pay the compensation if he's not putting any money in the club, is he? Hoover. We've had fun and games with him tonight. I don't want to pile in on players, but he was getting a runaround from Sulemana, wasn't he? Wesley is on, so it looks like Stoke are going all in on getting that equalising goal. You may as well go up in flames. Just going to lose anyway, aren't you? Tough night for Kiana Hoover. But Stoke have got a corner. It ain't over yet. Big Wesley making his presence felt in the box. Johnson puts the corner in. Bazunu punches clear. Good goalkeeping. It's been a bit unconvincing, actually, on a couple of those. So we'll give him credit for that one, Bazunu. Couple early in the game. He didn't quite get through the crowd. Looked like they might be able to exploit it. Bay can't get it out of his feet. And it's hoofed away. Back it comes, though. Thompson for Stoke. Lerries. Decent cross. Wesley flicks the header. Wide of the post. Hit and miss with their crossing, haven't they, Stoke? They've got in lots of good crossing positions. Bit floaty, but Wesley's got the physicality to win it. Although Bazunu not troubled. Mark Hughes in trouble. Bradford. It seems like Mark Hughes has been in trouble for most of his Bradford career, hasn't he? Lost in the playoffs, didn't they, to Carlisle last season. We are coming up full time in all the other games. Birmingham 3, Huddersfield 0, Ipswich 3, Hull 0, Borough 2, Cardiff 0, Plymouth 0, Millwall 1. The West Brom Sheffield Wednesday game was also an 8 o'clock kickoff. Foul. No, it wasn't a foul. Berger ran into the referee. Obstruction by the ref, hey? Blackpool 1, Derby 3. Great win for Derby. Waghorn has made it 3-1 on minute 89. Burton 2, Wigan 1. They started great guns, didn't they, Wigan? Clawing back that points deduction. Not so good since. It's going to be a throw-in. To Southampton. Flynn Downs. No, it's not. It's going to be a free kick. Flynn Downs thought it should have gone the other way. There's a shock. 76-45 on the clock. Still only a goal lead. And I have to say, Southampton aren't offering a great deal going forward at this stage. It does just seem like can they hold what they've got? Here comes Wesley. Oh, it breaks to Pearson. Good block in there. They've defended well, haven't they? Keeping hold of that clean sheet as things stand. Once again, thank you for all of the support tonight. Do hit the like button if you haven't already. In fact, let's do a like spike now. Bednarek is down hurt. How many likes have we got? We've got 63 likes. Can we get it to 75, I wonder? You got 9 seconds to hit like. Do it now. Go. Thank you, everybody. See if that like number swells over on the other screen. Go. It's gone up to 66, 69. There we go. Hopefully we can get 75 by the end of the stream. That would just be fine and dandy. Penalty to Galatasaray. Man United down to 10. Not going well for Manchester United over in the Champions League. 72 likes. Thank you, everybody. Over in the Championship, stoppage time is accruing as this injury hold goes a little bit longer. Look at the strength they've got on the bench. There's 10 million quid Shea Charles. Looks like he's about to come on for Southampton. It's going to be a double change, actually. One back by Stoke. Johnson hits the front early. Wesley trying to make his presence felt. Armstrong wins it back for Southampton. And Saints clear their lines and win a throw-in. Neatly played that. Just into the feet of Ryan Fraser. He tried to turn it around the corner, and the throw-in goes the way of Southampton, and that, of course, will allow them to kill a little bit more time. Which is the key now. And go Saints from Canada. And go they are at the moment. Going to win for the second time in this 3-game week. Got to shoot and walk the hand. Well, Beza, yeah, get in touch and we'll get you in the WhatsApp group. Thank you for signing up. Remember, you too can hit join wherever it is down there and get involved in the WhatsApp group and the roundtable chats, and maybe even on this show at halftime in that beautiful slot. We'd love to have you on there. Support the channel as well. Carlisle 1, Posh 1. It's a long way home to concede a late goal, isn't it? What are the chances of Millwall messing this up again? Who knows? When's the next watch along? Probably not for a while, Josh, actually, because I'm not doing Friday night because I'm working. Joe Aribo and Shea Charles in for both the Armstrongs, Stuart Armstrong and Adam Armstrong. Crikey, that Carlisle goal looks like it's in about the 95th minute as well. So it's probably going to be after the international break, the next watch along. Remember, though, all the shows with Sam Parkin are live. So we will be live on the channel with Sam on Thursday, and you can come and have your say on this last week of Championship football and hear what the brilliant Sam Parkin has got to say himself. Charles gets his first touch, 81:40 on the clock. Northampton 3, Reading 1, Birmingham 3, Huddersfield 1. We've got a goal for Huddersfield. That one missed me. A Championship goal. Still looks like Birmingham are going to have enough in the tank to win that one with a 2-goal lead. Let's trust down here and put that up there. Oh, Southampton counter-attack now. Aribo switches it. Mara drives the shot in, and he has put it wide. It's a bad miss by Southampton. They could have wrapped the points up there, couldn't they? He's clean through on goal there. Aribo does well on the right, switches it left-footed. He's got to score that, hasn't he? Puts it wide of the post. Michael Hellick got the goal back for Huddersfield. Forgive me. Some kind of set play. Russ Martin is applauding, but probably deep down he's thinking, you could have made my life so much easier if you'd just stuck that one in the back of the net. We could all be thinking about going home with a nice 2-0 lead there, but alas, no. Man United are losing now. Having great fun and games there. Red cards and penalties and all sorts going on. 6 teams on 16 points. That's the Championship. I would say it's early in the season. It'll spread itself out. No, it won't. The fact this is still 1-0 isn't good news for my nails. Yeah, we'll be needing your updates on that, Hamza, when we get past the full times in all the 7:45 kickoffs. They should be on their way now. This is getting quite loose at the back now as Stoke commit more and more forward. There's a few gaps opening up in terms of that breakaway second goal for Southampton. But Stoke have just kind of lost their mojo a little bit. They were putting on a good bit of pressure about 5 or 6 minutes ago. And Portsmouth scored. Wow. They are just doing the business, aren't they, Pompey? They look like they're going up. But they've looked like they've been going up a few seasons down there in League One and not done it. Shot driven in low. Shea Charles, easy gather. Wesley and Flynn Downs. That'll be a fun fight, actually. And don't underestimate Flynn Downs in that fight. I know Wesley's about twice the size of him. Birmingham 4-1. The 3-0 lead is back. And, yeah, Flynn Downs has lost his head. Boy plays on the edge, doesn't he? We know all about that, us Ipswich fans. Someone needs to calm him down. I once saw Flynn Downs headbutt somebody in a pre-season friendly against Cambridge United. Just couldn't calm himself back down. The cards are coming out. Jordan James for Blues. I think we're going to see this Connor Shaughnessy goal. Heads in from the set play for Pompey to beat Wickham 2-1 in the 98th minute. I think Downs and Johnson got booked in the end. .86 on the clock. It's still going to be a fair bit of stoppage time, isn't there? It feels like there's been 2 injury runs or holds, and couple of other stoppages on top of that, like that one. Full time, Ipswich 3, Hull 0. Ipswich go top of the table. Did Millwall grab themselves a second goal there? We know Birmingham got themselves a fourth. Wouter Berger is down now. Looks like Millwall have made it safe. Manning with the foul on Berger. Let's have a look at this. Might well get a yellow card for that. I think Lloris has been yellow carded. So Ipswich going to go top. Going to have a look at the table properly at the end of this one. 25 points from the first 10 games for Ipswich. Just outrageously good start. 2.5 points per game. Wow. How do you think Man United will go in the Championship next year? We were saying that about Chelsea last year, weren't we? But there you go. Got to say, I didn't expect to see Millwall win tonight. Looks like they are indeed going to. George Saville made it 2-0. We've not seen the goal pop up yet on Gillette. Can Stoke make themselves a big chance in the remainder of this game? They're 1-0 down and we're 87 minutes gone. Shot driven in by, who was that? Hover? No, Bay, sorry. And the diagonal is not going to be kept in by Lloris. Carbos, another 3-0. Fantastic. Thank you very, very much. A super chat. And it was Norwegian Krona, is it? 100. Thank you so, so much. Very kind indeed. Thank you for all your support tonight. Bezareza became a member. Carbos with the super chat there. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate everybody's time and all their comments as well, though. There's one through for Mara. He's not going to get that, but Smallbones won it. Oh, Smallbone had a rebo outside him. He had to slide him in, didn't he? And he went for the shot in the end. Right, I think we're finally going to see that Millwall goal now to make it 2-0. Which George Saville got in the 97th minute. Plymouth playing out from the back. Are they going to get caught here? Yes, they are. Cut back to Saville, who just sticks it in the corner, and that away end goes crazy. Plymouth 0, Millwall 2. Corner to Southampton in this one. 89-30 on the board. Big header. Oh, Smallbone heads it goalwards onto the roof of the net. Just out of the Riverside. Comfortable win for the Borough. Can't believe Cardiff had scored in every game tonight. They offered note going forward. Cardiff shut out tonight by Middlesbrough, who get their third win on the bounce. We'll have a look at all the results on the table and everything imminently, because we're about to find out how much stoppage time there's going to be in this one. Oh, my God. Get comfortable, you lot. 10 minutes of stoppage time incoming. So maybe we'll start to look at the tables and whatnot during this 10 minutes of stoppage time. If anyone can let me know how long they've got at Sheffield Wednesday as well. But we're certainly, I said it was going to be long. Certainly in for the long haul here. And Stoke immediately win a corner. Fans always get lovely and excited when the big number comes up. And that's what it did. Really missing Major and DK. Stars aligned in attack against Preston, but won't happen often. Stoke are hoping the Stars will align here and they can get first contact on this corner. No. And the first minute of the 10 of stoppage time is about to expire. Haven't entered stoppage time at the Hawthorns yet. I wonder if it'll be 10 minutes there as well. Chamado wins it, but heads it straight to Ryan Fraser. Fraser had the pass on to Aribo, couldn't quite make it. And Southampton just need to get control of this and calm it down. Smallbones got it. He knocks it into Mara. It's going at breakneck speed, which suits Stoke, doesn't it, for sure. Here's Chamado. Big one into Wesley, who wins it, actually. And Fraser hooks clear. I think we're all present and correct on the ticker. So Birmingham winning 4-1 against Huddersfield. These should, apart from the game we're watching and Sheffield Wednesday, be full times now. Ipswich 3, Hull 0, Ipswich top. Middlesbrough 2, Cardiff 0. Third win in a row for Borough. End of Cardiff's winning streak. Plymouth 0, Millwall 2. Good win on the road for Gary Rowett there. He needed that one, didn't he? West Brom 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. As things stand, they're just about to go to stoppage time. Berger crosses to the back post. Loopy header by Lowe onto the roof of the net. Surprised he's played the whole 92 minutes so far, the 18-year-old. But Alex Neil obviously likes him and has kept the youngster in. Burnley get the first win in the Premier League as well. 7 minutes of stoppage time in the Man United game. Wednesday have 10 because of an injury after all subs made. Ipswich storming their way to the Premier League. Stop it. Jude taking the Michael again, extracting a digit in Europe. He loves it, doesn't he? Mason Holgate in. He just went like that and went like that as if to say we're going to play 3 at the back for the rest of this stoppage time. We'll see what transpires. He might have meant I'm going to sit in front and we're going to play 3 in midfield. It looks like Holgate's gone to right back and maybe, Walker Peters is going to sit in midfield. Yeah, it still looks like a back four with Holgate at right back. The substitute has just come into the game. If we can, we'll start to check the impact of some of the results from tonight. Most prevalently, at the top of that table, look at that, Ipswich, 8 wins out of 10, 25 points from 10 games, 2.5 points per game. What a start. Ipswich go top. Leicester play tomorrow at Preston. And look at West Brom. If they get through stoppage time without conceding, they will go 5th and jump up to 16 points. As it's already been pointed out in the chat, it's a hell of a lot of teams on 16 points, though. One of them, Southampton, as things stand. They just need to not concede a goal. We're in 94 minutes here of 10 minutes of stoppage time. We're going all the way up to 100. You can see Cardiff and Hull, Bazunu gathers that cross, in there in 7th and 8th. They both lost tonight, of course. Birmingham, decent win for them, first since August, I think someone said in the chat. They go to 10th and Millwall go up to 11th. He always does that route when he really needs a win. He pulls one out of the bag, doesn't he, at Millwall? Middlesbrough, look at Middlesbrough, 3 straight wins, up to 16th now. First defeat for Huddersfield and all the way down at the bottom there. Looks like Sheffield Wednesday are going to keep that 0 in the win column. But we'll know definitively the final table for tonight in about 5 minutes because we're at 95 minutes. Shot driven in. I think it was Berger. Good save by Bazunu. Looked fairly comfortable. Unrushed, but still had to dive to his right and push that one away. Here's Johnson. Johnson into the box. Cuts it back. Oh, what is Bay doing? Oh, dear. Straightforward shot with the left foot. He tries some pirouette back heel. A ridiculous decision by Bay there after Johnson had cut it back to him. Sure, Alex Neil will be showing him that clip back and saying, what the hell were you thinking? The offside flag is up over on the right wing. Do we need to see a replay of that? Attempted pirouette back heel there. We can see Berger's shot, which Bazunu watched well. It's better save than I gave it credit for, actually. He does really well. 3 centre-backs to deal with Stoke on a Tuesday night. I think I was wrong about that. Sham, they're really awesome. I think... Oh, no, you're right, actually, yeah. it looks like Walker-Peters is now over at right back and not gone into midfield, which he does a lot, which would make it a 3 at the back. Where's Manning? Yeah, you're right. It is. Holgate is playing in at centre back. Wesley tries to hold it up. A big brute up top there. Here's Bay. Keep it simple. He's annoying me now. He's giving the ball away again. Here is Walker-Peters. And that's just going right through the back of him there. It's Mara. McNally, is he going to get a yellow card for that? Don't think he is. He should have, shouldn't he? Smashes Mara. Don't quite know why McNally didn't get booked for that, but there you go. What the time check? 97:17 on the clock. We have another 2 minutes, 30 seconds of minimum stoppage time. As Southampton knock the ball back to Bazunu, who goes long into the corner. Reading getting buried now. Ridiculous. Have they lost again? 3-1 to Northampton. As I said, not a million miles away from where I'm sat right now. Throw in to Southampton, which Walker-Peters is pretending he doesn't realise he has to take. Aribo and Johnson battling in the corner. It's a throw in to Stoke. They just need to get out. 98:20 on the clock. They've given it away again. Aribo's going to head back for the corner, is he? And I think McNally can finally get it clear. But Southampton are managing this last couple of minutes really, really well. Alex Neil knows nobody is going to be in a rush to take this throw in. Stuart Armstrong has been given the man of the match by Sky. I would have gone for Sulemana. Maybe he didn't stay on long enough, but Armstrong's a fair shout as well after he wrapped that free kick in the top corner for what we imagine is going to be the only goal. Thompson has been penalised for a foul on Walker-Peters, and it's going to be a throw-in for Southampton. And again, they're taking an age to do everything, just trying to run the clock down here, the Saints players. Walker-Peters on the free kick then. So 99 minutes 30 played now. We've got 30 seconds minimum stoppage time remaining. And they've won themselves another throw-in, which nobody's going to take. It's full time. West Brom 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. West Brom are going to go 5th. Sheffield Wednesday still 0 wins from their first 10. 1-0, 10 games. Woof. Full time at the Hawthorns in Didio. That didn't look like a goal kick, but it's been given a goal kick to Stoke. Can they finally get out? I mean, Southampton killed a bit of time in the stoppage time, so we'll probably play another minute or 90 seconds or so. Wesley gets the flick on. Pearson chasing after it. Can he load this into the box? Plays it back to Johnson. Johnson crosses in. Oh, that's going to go loose to the back stick. Larry's, can they make the big chance? Don't just shoot at the first opportunity here. Got to be a little bit patient. Thompson clicks it in. Wesley headers down. Big header out by Bednarek. And there is the final whistle. Woof. Southampton get the win. Stuart Armstrong bends the free kick in the first half. And let's have a look at the numbers and we can quickly review the final table with 6 games tonight in the Championship. Tight game in the end. Look at the numbers, 58-42 in Southampton's favour in terms of the possession. 0.92 on the XG. Defended well, didn't they? Only 0.58 forced by Stoke. Shots on target, only conceded 2, had 4 themselves. Southampton nicked it, didn't they? Fairly controlled. It's just one of those where you do what you can, you get in front and you defend what you've got. And that is exactly what the Saints players were able to do today. And they've got back-to-back wins this week. Good week for Southampton so far. Can they go to the perfect 9 at the weekend, having already beaten Leeds? Let's have a look at that table. Oh, God, we got a pile up in the... I'm sure Flynn Downs is in the middle of this somewhere, is he? Dan Johnson's there. I can't see what's going on. Proper Royal Rumble here. Who is it? Shay Charles in the middle? Looks like Alcaraz has gone completely mad, has he? Yeah, it's Alcaraz who's getting pulled away, whose face looks bright red. God knows what happened there. Complete over the top rope Royal Rumble. Matt Gill's waving Alcaraz away. Looked like he was the one who completely lost his SHIT there. Right. Table. Ipswich go top with their win over Hull. West Brom into 5th. Back-to-back wins for them. Cardiff and Hull both lose. You can see them in 7th and 8th. Southampton and Birmingham both victorious, 9th and 10th in the table. Great win for Millwall at Plymouth. Very hard place to go. They get the win there. Plymouth already won 3 times on their own patch. You can see Plymouth there in 15th. Look at Middlesbrough in form. 3 straight wins, 10 points from 4 games. There's Stoke in 17th after this defeat today. Huddersfield first defeat under Darren Moore. They're in 19th. No win in 4 with that defeat now. And right down at the bottom, Sheffield Wednesday play 10-1-0. That is absolutely not the one. Let's read a few comments before we go. Will I do a watch along for the Italy game a week on Tuesday? Yes, we'll do the England game. Yeah, for sure, Tom. That sounds good. 4th clean sheet in 5 games. That's the Corberon effect, isn't it? Hamsby knows how to get his teams to defend. No wins from 10 games. What would they give for a 1-0 win for Wednesday? Absolutely. I'm not sure who originally coined the idea, but if you average 2 points per game in the Championship, you go up automatically. Yes, you do. Yeah, so the highest number of points to not win promotion ever in the Championship. I think Sunderland got 90 in 97, 98. Did they get 90 or did they get 89? So, yeah, if you get 2 points per game, history and maths say you get promoted. We did obviously have the lovely situation in League One last year where Sheffield Wednesday got 96 and didn't go up automatically. But it's never happened in the Championship. Wesley and Alcaraz kicking off. Yeah, Alcaraz has been on the bench for the last 20 minutes, have been substituted now. Ipswich would likely win the league, no comment. Borough flying, or what? Borough look good, don't they? We thought it was a bit of an underperformance of a start, and they've won 3 on the bounce now. Right, thank you, everybody, for joining me today on the Watch Long. If you still want some more content, do head over to the Blue Monday channel. They have been at the Ipswich Hull game, and they'll be covering that right now as we speak. So you can go and head over and get a bit of a debrief on that. In this game, which Stoke 0, Southampton 1, Stuart Armstrong's free kick in the first half. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Big thank you to Beza Reza for becoming a member and Carbos for the super chat. Thank you for all your comments, all your likes. Do hit like before you go. We'll be back live with Sam on the Championship Check-In podcast at 7 p.m. on Thursday night. We'll do some Premier League stuff tomorrow. We'll do the hot takes on Thursday. So plenty of stuff still coming up. I'll be at Ipswich Preston at the weekend as well. And I'll bid you all a good night. Keep up with stuff tomorrow. I won't be around tomorrow night, but I will certainly be contactable. Let me know what's going on either through YouTube or Twitter. Farewell. Good night. Stoke 0, Southampton 1. Back-to-back wins for the Saints, who are now moving once again in the right direction.